Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. Ideas that shape the world. Forward. This book is concerned with the art of realizing your desire. It gives you an account of the mechanism used in the production of the visible world. It is a small book, but not slight. There is a treasure in it and a clearly defined road to the realization of your dreams. Were it possible to carry conviction to another by means of reasoned arguments and detailed instance, this book would be many times its size. It is seldom possible, however, to do so by means of writing statements or arguments, since the suspended judgment is always seems plausible to say that the author was dishonest or deluded, and therefore his evidence was tainted. Consequently, I have purposely omitted all arguments and testimonials and simply challenged the open-minded reader to practice the law of consciousness as revealed in this book. Personal success will prove far more convincing than all the books that could be written on the subject. Chapter 1. Law and its Operation. The world and all within it is man's conditioned consciousness objectified. Consciousness is the cause as well as the substance of the entire world. So it is to consciousness that we must turn if we would discover the secret of creation. Knowledge of the law of consciousness and the method of operating this law will enable you to accomplish all you desire in life. Armed with a working knowledge of its law, you can build and maintain an ideal world. Consciousness is the one and only reality, not figuratively, but actually. This reality may, for the sake of clarity, be likened unto a stream which is divided into two parts, the consciousness and the subconscious. In order to intellectually operate the law of consciousness, it is necessary to understand the relationship between the conscious and the subconscious. The conscious is personal and selective. The subconscious is impersonal and non-selective. The conscious is the realm of effect. The subconscious is the realm of cause. These two aspects are the male and female divisions of consciousness. The conscious is male, the subconscious is female. Conscious generates ideas and impresses these ideas on the subconscious. The subconscious receives ideas and gives form and expression to them. By this law, first conceiving an idea and then impressing the idea conceived on the subconscious, all things evolve out of consciousness, and without this sequence, there is not anything made that is made. The conscious impresses the subconscious, while the subconscious expresses all that is impressed upon it. The subconscious does not originate ideas, but accept as true those which the conscious mind feels to be true, in a way known only to itself, objectifies the accepted ideas. Therefore, through his power to imagine and feel and his freedom to choose the idea he will entertain, man has control over creation. Control over the subconscious mind is accomplished through the control of your ideas and feelings. The mechanism of creation is hidden in the very depth of the subconscious, the female aspect or the womb of creation. The subconscious transcends reason and is independent of induction. It contemplates a feeling as a fact existing within itself, and on this assumption proceeds to give expression to it. The creative process begins with an idea, and its cycle runs its course as a feeling and end in a volition to act. Ideas are impressed on the subconscious through the medium of feeling. No idea can be impressed on the subconscious until it is felt, but once felt, be it good or bad, indifferent, it must be expressed. Feeling is the one and only medium through which ideas are conveyed to the subconscious. Therefore, the man who does not control his feeling may easily impress the subconscious with undesirable states. By control of feeling is not meant restraint or suppression of your feeling, but rather the discipline of self to imagine and entertain only such feelings as attributes to your happiness. Control of your feeling is all important to a full and happy life. Never entertain an undesirable feeling nor think sympathetically about wrong in any shape or form. Do not dwell on the imperfection of yourself or others. To do so is to impress the subconscious with these limitations. What you do not want done unto you, do not feel that is done unto another or you. This is the whole law of a full and happy life. Everything else is commentary. Every feeling makes a subconscious impression, and unless it is counteracted by a more powerful feeling of an opposite nature, must be expressed. The dominant feelings of two is the one that is expressed. I am healthy is a stronger feeling than I will be healthy. To feel I will be is to confess I am not. I am is stronger than I am not. What you feel you are always dominates what you feel you would like to be. Therefore, to be realized, the wish must be felt as a state that it is rather than a state that is not. Sensations precede manifestation and is the foundation upon which all manifestations rest. Be careful of your moods and feelings, for there is an unbroken connection between your feelings and your visible world. Your body is an emotional filter and bears the unmistakable marks of your prevalent emotions. Emotional disturbances, especially suppressed emotions, are the causes of all diseases. To feel intensely about a wrong without voicing or expressing that feeling is the beginning of disease, dis-ease, in both the body and environment. Do not entertain the feeling of regret or failure, for frustration or detachment from your objective results in disease. Think feeling only of the state you desire to realize. Feeling the reality of the state sought and living and acting on that conviction is the way of all seeming miracles. All changes of expression are brought about through a change of feeling. A change of feeling is a change of destiny. All creation occurs in the domain of the subconscious. What you must acquire then is a reflective control of the operation of the subconscious. That is, control of your ideas and feelings. Chance or accident is not responsible for the things that happen to you, nor is predestined fate the author of your fortune or misfortune. Your subconscious impressions determine the conditions of your world. The subconscious is not selective. It is impersonal and no respecter of persons. The subconscious is not concerned with the truth or falsity of your feeling. It always accepts as true that which you feel to be true. Feeling is the assent of the subconscious to the truth of that which is declared to be true. Because of this equality of the subconscious, there is nothing impossible to man. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and feel as true, the subconscious can and must objectify. Your feelings create the pattern from which your world is fashioned, and a change of feeling is a change of pattern. The subconscious never fails to express that which has been impressed upon it. The moment it receives an impression, it begins to work out the ways of its expression. It accepts the feeling impressed upon it, your feeling, as a fact existing within itself, and immediately sets about to produce in the outer or objective world the exact likeness of that feeling. The subconscious never alters the accepted beliefs of man. It outpictures them to the very last detail, whether or not they are beneficial. To impress the subconscious with the desired state, you must assume the feeling that would be yours had you already realized your wish. In defining your objective, you must be concerned only with the objective itself. The manner of expression or the difficulties involved are not to be considered by you. To think feeling on any state impresses it on the subconscious. Therefore, if you dwell on difficulties, barriers, or delays, the subconscious, by its very non-selective nature, accepts the feelings of difficulties and obstacles as your requests and proceeds to produce them in your outer world. The subconscious is the womb of creation. It receives the idea unto itself through the feelings of man. It never changes the idea received, but always gives it form. Hence, the subconscious outpictures the ideas of an image and likeness of the feeling received. To feel a state of hopeless or impossible is to impress the subconscious with the idea of failure. Although the subconscious faithfully serves man, it must not be inferred that the relation is that of a servant to a master, as was anciently conceived. The ancient prophets called it the slave and the servant of man. St. Paul personified it as a woman and said, the woman should be subject to man in everything. The subconscious does serve man and faithfully gives form to his feelings. However, the subconscious has a distinct distaste for compulsion and responds to persuasion rather than command. Consequently, it resembles the beloved wife more than the servant. The husband is the head of the wife, Ephesians 5. May not be true of man and woman in their earthly relationship, but is true of the conscious and the subconscious, or the male and the female aspects of consciousness. The mystery to which Paul referred when he wrote, "This is a great mystery. He that loveth his wife loveth himself, and they two shall be one flesh," is simply the mystery of consciousness. Consciousness is really one and undivided, but for creation's sake, it appears to be divided into two. The conscious, objective, or male aspect is truly the head and dominates the subconscious, the subjective, or female aspect. However, this leadership is not that of the tyrant, but of the lover. By assuming the feeling that what would be yours were you already in possession of your objective, the subconscious is moved to build the exact likeness of your assumption. Your desires are not subconsciously accepted until you assume the feeling of their reality. For only through feeling is an idea subconsciously accepted, and only through the subconscious acceptance is it ever expressed. Your desires are not subconsciously accepted until you assume the feeling of their reality. For only through feeling is an idea subconsciously accepted, and only through subconscious acceptation is it ever expressed. It is easier to ascribe your feelings to events in the world than to admit that the conditions of the world reflect your feelings. However, it is externally true that the outside mirror the inside. As within, so without. A man can receive nothing unless it is given him from heaven, and the kingdom of heaven is within you. Nothing comes from without. All things come from within, from the subconscious. It is impossible for you to see other than the contents of your own consciousness. Your world and its every detail is your consciousness objectified. Objective states bear witness of the subconscious impression. A change of impression results in a change of expression. The subconscious accepts as true that which you feel to be true. And because creation is the result of your subconscious impressions, you, by your feeling, determine creation. You are that which you want to be, and your refusal to believe this is the only reason you do not see it. The subconscious accepts as true that which you feel as true, and because creation is the result of the subconscious impressions, you by your feeling determine creation. You are already that which you want to be, and your refusal to believe it is the only reason you do not see it. To seek on the outside for that which you do not feel you are is to seek in vain. For we never find that which we want. We find only that which we are. In short, you express and have only that which you are conscious of possessing. To him that haveth, it is given. Denying the evidence of the senses and appropriating the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the only way to the realization of your desire. Mastery over self-control of your thoughts and feelings is your highest achievement. However, until perfect self-control is attained, so that in spite of appearances, you feel that you want to feel, use sleep and prayer to aid you in realizing your desired states. These are the two gateways into the subconscious mind. Mastery of self-control of your thoughts and feelings is your highest achievement. However, until perfect self-control is attained, so that in spite of appearance you feel all that you want to feel, use sleep and prayer to aid you in the realizing your desired states. These are the two gateways to the subconscious. Chapter 2, Sleep. Sleep, the life that occupies 1/3 of our stay on earth, is the natural door into the subconscious mind. So it is with sleep that we are now concerned. The conscious 2/3 of our life on this earth is measured by the degree of attention we give it. Our understanding of and delight in what sleep has to bestow will cause us night after night to set out for it as though we were keeping an appointment with a lover. In a dream, in a vision of night, when deep sleep falleth upon men and slumbering upon the bed, then he opened the ear of men and sealeth their instruction. Job 33. It is in sleep and in prayer, a state akin to sleep, that man enters the subconscious to make his impressions and receives his instructions. In these states, the conscious and subconscious are creatively adjoined. The male and the female become one flesh. Sleep is the time when the male or conscious mind turns from the world of senses and seeks its lover or subconscious self. The subconscious, unlike the woman of the world who marries her husband to change him, has no desire to change the conscious waking state, but loves it as it is and faithfully responds its likeness in the outer world of form. The conditions and your events of your life are your children formed from the mold of your conscious impressions in sleep. They are made in the image and likeness of your innermost feeling, that they may reveal you to yourself. As in heaven, so on earth. As in the subconscious, so on earth. Whatever you have in consciousness as you go to sleep is the measure of your expression in the waking 2/3 of your life on earth. Nothing stops you from realizing your objective, save your failure to feel that you are already that which you wish to be, or that you are already in possession of the thing sought. Your subconscious gives form and to your desires only when you feel your wish fulfilled. The unconsciousness of sleep is the normal state of conscious, because all things come from yourself, and your conception of yourself determines that which comes. You should always feel the wish fulfilled before falling off to sleep. You never draw out of the deep of yourself that which you want to be. You always draw that which you are, and you are that which you feel yourself to be, as well as that which you feel as true of others. To be realized, then, the wish must be resolved into the feeling of being or having or witnessing the state sought. This is accomplished by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The feeling which comes in response to the question, how would I feel were my wish realized? Is the feeling which should monopolize and immobilize your attention as you relax into sleep. You must be in the consciousness of being or having that which you want to be or have before you drop into sleep. The feeling which comes in response to this question, how would I feel were my wish realizing, is the feeling which should monopolize and immobilize your attention as you relax into sleep. You must be in the consciousness of being or having that which you want to be or have before you drop off into sleep. Once asleep, man has no freedom of choice. His entire slumber is dominated by his last waking concept of self. It follows, therefore, that he should always assume the feeling of accomplishment and satisfaction before he retires to sleep. Come before me with singing and thanksgiving. Enter into the gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Your mood prior to sleep defines your state of consciousness. As you enter into the presence of your everlasting lover, the subconscious, she sees you exactly as you feel yourself to be. If, as you prepare for sleep, you assume and maintain the consciousness of success by feeling, I am successful, you must be successful. Lie flat on your back with your head on a level with your body. Feel as you would were you in possession of your wish, and quietly relax into the unconsciousness. He that keepeth Israel shall never slumber nor sleep. Nevertheless, he is given his beloved sleep. The subconscious never sleep. Sleep is the door through which the conscious, waking mind passes to be creatively joined to the subconscious. The subconscious never sleep. Sleep is the door through which the conscious, waking mind passes to be creatively joined to the subconscious. The subconscious never sleeps. Sleep is the door through which the conscious, waking mind passes to be creatively joined to the subconscious. Sleep conceals the creative act, while the objective world reveals it. In sleep, man impresses the subconscious with his conception of himself. What more beautiful description of this romance of the conscious and subconscious is there than that being told in the Song of Solomon? By night on my bed I sought him whom my soul loveth. I found him whom my soul loveth. I held him, and I would not let him go until I had brought him into my mother's house and into the chamber of her that conceived me. Preparing to sleep, you feel yourself in the state of the answered wish and then relax into unconsciousness. Your realized wish is he whom you seek. By night on your bed, you seek the feeling of the wish fulfilled, that you may take it with you into the chamber of her that conceived you into sleep, or the subconscious which gave you form, that is, which also may be given expression. This is the way we discover and conduct your wishes into the subconscious. Feel yourself in the state of the realized wish and quietly drop off to sleep. Night after night, you should assume the feeling of being, having, and witness that which you seek to be, possess, and see manifested. Never go to sleep feeling discouraged or dissatisfied. Never sleep in the consciousness of failure. Your subconscious, whose natural state is sleep, sees you as you believe yourself to be. And whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, the subconsciousness will faithfully embody your belief. As you feel, so do you impress her. Wow. And she, the perfect lover, gives form to these impressions and outpictures them as children of her beloved. Thou art all fair, my love, there is no spot in thee, is the attitude of mind to adopt before dropping off to sleep. Disregard appearances and feel that things are as you wish them to be, for he calleth things that are not seen as though they were, and the unseen become seen. To assume the feeling of satisfaction is to call conditions into being which mirror satisfaction. Signs follow, they do not proceed. Proof that you are will follow the consciousness that you are. It will not precede it. You are the eternal dreamer, dreaming non-eternal dreams. Your dreams take form as you assume the feeling of their reality. Do not limit yourself to the past, knowing that nothing is impossible to consciousness. Begin to imagine states beyond the experience of the past. Whatever the mind of the man can imagine and realize. All objective visible states were first subjective invisible states, and you call them into visible by assuming the feeling of their reality. Do not limit yourself to the past, knowing that nothing is impossible to consciousness. Begin to imagine states beyond the experience of the past. Whatever the mind of the man can imagine, man can realize. All objective visible states were first subjective invisible states, and you call them indivisible by assuming the feeling of their reality. The creative process is first imagining and then believing the state imagined. Always imagine, always expect the best. The world cannot change until you change your conception of it. As within, so without. Nations as well as people are only what you believe them to be. No matter what the problem is, no matter where it is, no matter whom it concerns, you have no one to change but yourself. And you have neither opponent nor helper in bringing about the change within yourself. The world cannot change until you change your conception of it. As within, so without. Nations as well as people are only what you believe them to be, no matter what the problem is, no matter where it is, no matter whom it concerns. You have no one to change but yourself, and you have neither an opponent nor helper in bringing about the change within yourself. You have nothing to do but convince yourself of the truth, that which you desire to see manifested. As soon as you succeed in convincing yourself the reality of the state sought, results will follow to confirm your fixed belief. You never suggest to another the state which you desire to see him express. Instead, you convince yourself that he is already that which you desire him to be. Realization of your wish is accomplished by assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. You cannot fail unless you fail to convince yourself of the reality of your wish. A change of belief is confirmed by a change of expression. Every night as you drop off to sleep, feel satisfied and spotless, for your subjective lover always forms the objective world in the image and likeness of your conception of it. The conception defined by your feeling, the waking 2/3 of your life on earth, ever corroborates or bears witness to your subconscious impressions. The actions and events of the day are effects. They are not causes. Free will is only freedom of choice. Choose ye this day whom ye shall serve is your freedom to choose the kind of mood you assume. But the expression of the mood is the secret of the subconscious. The subconscious receives impressions only through the feelings of man, and in a way known only to itself, gives these impressions form and expression. The subconscious receives impressions only through the feelings of man, and in a way known only to itself, gives these impressions form and expression. The actions of man are determined by the subconscious impression. His illusions of free will, his belief in freedom of action, is but ignorance of the causes which make him act. He thinks himself free because he has forgotten the link between him and the event. Man awake is under compulsion to express his subconscious impressions. If in the past he unwisely impressed himself, then let him begin to change his thought and feeling, for only as he does so will he change his world. Do not waste one moment in regret, for to think feelingly on the mistakes of the past is to reinfect yourself. Let the dead bury the dead. Turn from appearances and assume the feeling that would be yours were you already the one you wish to be. Feeling a state produces that state. The part you play on the world stage is determined by your concept of yourself. By feeling your wish fulfilled and quietly relaxing into sleep, you cast yourself in a star role to be played on earth tomorrow, and while asleep, you are rehearsed and instructed in your part. The acceptance of the end automatically wills the means of realization. Make no mistake about this. If, as you prepare for sleep, you do not consciously fulfill yourself into the state of an answered wish, then you will awake, then you will take with you into the chamber of her who conceived you the sum total of the reactions and feelings of the waking day. And while asleep, you will be instructed in the manner in which they will be expressed tomorrow. You will rise believing that you are a free agent, not realizing that every action and event of the day is predetermined by your concept of yourself as you fell asleep. Your only freedom, then, is your freedom of reaction. You are free to choose how you feel and react to the day's drama, but the drama, the actions, events, and circumstances of the day have already been determined. Unless you consciously and purposely define the attitude of mind with which you go to sleep, you unconsciously go to sleep in the composite attitude of the mind made up of all the feelings and reactions of the day. Every reaction makes an impression on the subconscious impression. Every reaction makes a subconscious impression, and unless counteracted by an opposite and more dominant feeling, is the cause of future action. Ideas enveloped in the feeling are creative action. Use your divine right wisely. Through your ability to think and feel, you have dominion over all creation. While you are awake, you are a gardener selecting seeds for your garden. Except a corn of wheat fall into the garden and die, I abideth alone. But if it died, it bringeth forth much fruit. Your conception of yourself as you fall asleep is the seed you drop into the ground of the subconscious. Dropping off to sleep, feeling satisfied and happy, compels the conditions and events to appear in your world, which confirms these attitudes of the mind. Sleep is the door into heaven. What you take in as a feeling, you bring out as a condition, action, or object in space. So, sleep in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, as in consciousness, so on earth. Chapter 3, Prayer. Prayer, like sleep, is also an entrance into the subconscious. When you pray, enter into your closet. When you have shut the door, pray to your Father which is in secret, and your Father which is in secret shall reward you openly. Prayer is an illusion of sleep, which diminishes the impression of the outer world and renders the mind more receptive to suggestion from within. The mind in prayer is in a state of relaxation and receptivity akin to the feeling attained just before dropping off to sleep. Prayer is an illusion of sleep which diminishes the impression of the outer world and renders the mind more receptive to suggestion from within. The mind in prayer is in a state of relaxation and receptivity akin to the feeling attained just before dropping off to sleep. Prayer is not so much what you ask for as how you prepare for its reception. Whatsoever things ye desire when ye pray, believe that you have received them, and ye shall have them. The only condition required is that you believe that your prayers are already realized. Your prayer must be answered if you assume the feeling that would be yours were you already in possession of your objective. The moment you accept the wish as an accomplished fact, the subconscious finds means for its realization. To pray successfully, then, you must yield to the wish, that is, feel the wish fulfilled. The perfectly disciplined man is always in tune with the wish as an accomplished fact. He knows that consciousness is the one and only reality, that ideas and feelings are facts of the consciousness and are as real as objects in space. Therefore, he never entertains a feeling which he does not contribute to his happiness, for feelings are the causes of actions and circumstances of life. On the other hand, the undisciplined man finds it difficult to believe that which is denied by the senses, and usually accepts or rejects solely on appearance of the senses. Because of this tendency to rely on the evidence of the senses, it is necessary to shut them out before starting to pray, before attempting to feel that which they deny. Whenever you are in the state of mind, I should like to, but I cannot, the harder you try, the less you're able to yield to the wish. You never attract that which you want to be, but always that which you are of consciousness of being. Prayer is the art of assuming the feeling of being and having that which you want. When the senses confirm the absence of your wish, All conscious effort to counteract this suggestion is futile and tends to intensify the suggestion. Prayer is the art of yielding to the wish, not the forcing of the wish. Whenever your feeling is in conflict of your wish, feeling will be the victor. The dominant feeling invariably expresses itself. Prayer must not be without effort. In attempting to fix an attitude of mind which is denied by the censors, effort is fatal. To yield successfully to the wish as an accomplished fact, you must create a passive state, a kind of reverie or meditative reflection similar to the feeling which precedes sleep. In such a relaxed state, the mind is turned from the objective world and easily senses the reality of the subjective state. It is a state in which you are conscious and quite able to move or open your eyes, but have no desire to do so. An easy way to create this passive state is to relax in a comfortable chair or on a bed. If on a bed, lie flat on your back with your head on a level with your body. Close the eyes and imagine that you are sleepy. Feel, I am sleepy, so very, very sleepy. In a little while, a faraway feeling accomplished by a general lassitude and loss of desire to move envelopes you. You feel a pleasant, comfortable rest and not inclined to alter your position, although under other circumstances you would not be at all comfortable. When this passive state is reached, imagine that you have already realized your wish, not how it was realized, but simply the wish fulfilled. Imagine in picture form what you desire to achieve in life. Then feel yourself as having achieved it. Thoughts produce tiny little speech movements which may be heard in the passive state of prayer and pronouncements from without. However, this degree of passivity is not essential to the realization of your prayers. All that is necessary to create a passive state and feel the wish fulfilled. All that is necessary is to create a passive state and feel the wish fulfilled. All that you could possibly need or desire is already yours. You need no helper to give it to you. It is yours now. Call your desires into being by imagining and feeling your wish fulfilled. As the end is accepted, you become totally indifferent as to possible failure, for acceptance of the end wills the means to that end. When you emerge from the moment of prayer, it is though you were shown the happy and successful end of how to play, although you were not shown how that end was achieved. Having witnessed the end, regardless of any anticlimactic sequence, you remain calm and secure in the knowledge that the end has been perfectly defined. Wow. Chapter 4, Spirit Feeling. Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord of hosts. Get into the spirit of the desired state by assuming the feeling that would be yours were you already the one you want to be. As you capture the feeling of the state sought, you are relieved of all effort to make it so, for it is already so. There is no definite feeling associated with every idea in the mind of man. There is a definite feeling associated with every idea in the mind of man. Capture the feeling associated with your realized wish by assuming the feeling that would be yours were you already in possession of the thing you desire, your wish, and your wish will objectify itself. Feeling faith is feeling, according to your faith, feeling, be it unto you. You never attract that which you want, but always that which you are. As a man is, so does he see. To him that hath, it shall be given, and to him that have not, it shall be taken away. That which you feel yourself to be, you are. That which you feel yourself to be, you are, and you are given that which you are. So assume the feeling that would be yours, where you're already in possession of your wish, and your wish must be realized. So God created man in his own image, and in the image of God created him. Let this mind be in you, which is also in Christ Jesus, who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God. You are that which you believe yourself to be. Instead of believing in God or in Jesus, believe you are God. You are Jesus. He that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also. Should be, he that believeth as I believe, the works that I do shall he do also. Jesus found it not strange to do the works of God, because he believed himself to be God. I think that's the key right there. Jesus found it not strange to do the works of God, because he believed himself to be God. I and my Father are one. It is natural to do the works of the one you believe yourself to be. So live in the feeling of being the one you want to be, and that shall be. When a man believes in the value of the advice given to him and applies it, he establishes within himself the reality of success. And that is the end of The Feeling is the Secret. I'm going to read the last chapter again because I stumbled over a few of Neville's words. Sometimes when I'm reading to gain understanding, it is a little baffling to me. We have so much power. We are the operative power. And a couple of these last lines, Neville illustrates how we can easily adopt the power. And this last paragraph, he says, I and my Father are one. When we identify ourselves with the inner being, when we know that we are God, when we know that we are the operative power, when we know that when we close off our mind to this outer world and go into our inner world, when we identify that as being 100% real and true, then we give ourselves our desires. We get the satisfaction and the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And as within, so without. As we feel it, and Neville says it, we do not express that which we want. We express that which we are. So once we identify with what we are, our true nature, it is expressed inevitably. So we're going to go back to chapter 4 just to reread that spirit feeling. Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord of hosts. Get into the spirit of the state desired by assuming the feeling that would be yours, where you already the one you want to be. As you capture the feeling of the state sought, you are relieved of all effort to make it so, for it is already so. There is a definite feeling associated with every idea in the mind of man. There is a definite feeling associated with every idea in the mind of man. Capture the feeling associated with your realized wish by assuming the feeling that would be yours were you already in possession of it? While you are already in possession of the thing you desire, and your wish will objectify itself. Faith is feeling. According to your faith, feeling, be it unto you. You never attract that which you want, but always that which you are. As a man is, so does he see. To him that hath, it shall be given, and to him that hath not, it shall be taken away. That which you feel yourself to be, you are, and you are given that which you are. So assume the feeling that would be yours were you already in possession of your wish, and your wish must be realized. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created man. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus, who being in the form of God thought it not robbery to be equal with God. You are that which you believe yourself to be. Instead of believing in God or Jesus, believe you are God or you are Jesus. He that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also. Should be, he that believeth as I believe the works that I do, shall he do also. Jesus found it not strange to do the works of God, because he believed himself to be God. I and my Father are one. You are one with that inner being. Identify yourself with that subconscious being, with that inner man, and give that inner being of yourself all that they desire, that feeling and satisfaction of the wish fulfilled. And what you will find is that you will not desire, you will feel satisfaction and become it. And as you feel that satisfaction of your wish fulfilled, you reflect it out into the world. And Neville puts it in such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful way. Faith is feeling. According to your faith, be unto you. You never attract that which you want to be, but always that which you are. Give it to yourself. Be that which you are. Identify yourself with that inner being and feel that realized state. Neville also says there is a definite feeling associated for every idea in the mind of man. So capture the feeling associated with your realized wish. Give that to yourself, because you are already that which you believe to be. The problem is that we don't believe to be what we desire, and we stay in a state of desire. Do away with the desire by embodying that wish fulfilled and satisfying that inner being, and you will see it reflected into your outer world. Neville goes on to say, I and my Father are one. It is natural to do the works of the one you believe yourself to be. So live in the feeling of being the one you want to be, and that you shall be. When a man believes in the value of advice given him and applies it, he establishes within himself the reality of success. And that is Neville Goddard's The Feeling is the Secret, with a little bit of my commentary at the end on how to apply it. Let us now go into the silence for 2 minutes and go into that inner world. And as Neville says, go into your closet, and that which you have, what your Father reward you, and that which you have in secret, your Father will reward you openly. And let us go now. Thank you so much for joining me on this very special reading. Feeling is the Secret by the amazing Neville Goddard. So go now and go into your own prayer and reward yourself with what your heart desires right now. Don't worry about the how, just live in the in and experience that feeling of your wish fulfilled. And you will see how it pulls itself and wills itself into your outer world and reflects itself into your reality. My name's Koren. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you subscribe to my channel as we build our community. Hit the like button, and when you subscribe, hit the bell notification. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next video.